Hey guys, welcome back to Max Cars Dawn of War Unification. Today I have a 1 versus 1 for you of MrBlueDude playing light blue 13th Company versus Keuken playing the Death Korps of Krieg on the one and the only map, one would say, some would say, Meeting of Minds. Really interesting matchup. 13th Company isn't at a very strong spot, so it's more or less a B tier faction against an A tier, S tier faction, as the Death Korps of Krieg is most certainly one of the strongest faction Unification has to offer right now. And rest assured there will be some nerfs, of course, in the next version whenever this hits. We have a double Jaeger opener. You could justify 3 Jaegers here, but he goes for fast soldiers, which is also fine. You would need 3 cappers on this map as soon as you can. That's a little, let's say, problem for the 13th Company. They start with 1 and then their second capper will take quite a while to get out of their wolf den. They cannot get any cappers from their Chaos Gate, that's why. Yeah, let's see. I'm not very familiar with Keuken here. Not sure if I have seen any game really of him. I know MrBlueDude. MrBlueDude has very solid performance in a sense that he is in the leagues of Rex and Necrotactica and stuff like players like him. He's not a Kukai, not a mad number, but yeah, these kinds of players we do not have a lot in Unification right now. But yeah, the opener, we got a Lord General command squad, 1 generator. For 13th Company it's more or less always the same unless you go for a tier 2 rush. You get 1 wolf den and then 2 or 3 Hall of Knowledges. Let's see how his resources are. He has 1, 2, 3. So 3, yeah, I can see it here also, max command of Grey Slayers here. Grey Slayers will trade with the command squad here, losing some models but also killing 1 veteran bodyguard. They will need to run away at some point because these guys pack a punch in ranged, and I think also this the ranged bodyguard is coming back online. I mean, the bodyguard costs 120 resources, so 80 requisition, 40 power. 1 Grey Slayer costs only 50 requisition, so in that sense it's a good trade. And now that the second squad of Grey Slayers appears, they need to run away because they will not trade very good after that. We have probably the builders, the wolves, what they call the Iron Priests. Yes, the Iron Priests are in the HQ ready to deep strike, and he's got a really good timing here. This relic is not kept yet, and he sees also the bunker. The bunker is a prime target for the Iron Priest's scavenge ability. He also wants to focus down the engineers, which he does. Yes, he does. Actually getting reinforcements, which is good. They need to pop into this observation post, or at least they should have, because when they are inside they can shoot out of sight this observation post. But it looks like there are some units inside this observation post after all. Grey Slayers dropping their smoke grenades, so they have researched frag grenades. Frag grenades gives you access to the smoke grenades as well. We have like 2 more or less fully reinforced. Yeah, 1 day losing models left and right because it is quite a bad position here. They are mixed between the observation post and soldier and command squad. You will see another big grenade hit. This guy has not survived the grenade. More soldiers falling. They lose. You lose control of them when they lose morale, because then they are like, I will die for the Emperor, and they will die indeed. Observation post barely not finishing here, so this is. It's a little sad, but yeah, other than that, they have all the points. He has 2 Grey Slayers in the front and 1 Grey Slayer capping, so this is a little issue the 13th Company has, that you are very limited in the amount of squads you have access to, but he gets off another scavenge. Will he? Yeah, it will fall sadly, so yeah, I don't know what happened with the second Iron Priest here, if it also got killed probably. But yeah, now focusing down this listening post, and will be able to. Now needs to run away because these guys do have grenade launchers. So there is a box center after all. Is the tier 2? Tier 2 seems not to be on the way yet. Tier 2 is almost done for the 13th Company. So we will see probably some long fangs. or some doggos, and most likely, I guess, the commander. The commander, and yeah, okay, he replaces the Iron Priest, which is a no-brainer. Some Long Fangs, and Wolf Priest, or whatever it's called, in tier 2 is an absolute beast. It's basically a chaplain on steroids. He has an AoE demoralizing shout. We have here Grey Slayers killing some Jaegers, which they do for training, I guess. But yeah, they run away. And here we have, this guy is not standing fully in heavy cover, and this is now heavy cover versus heavy cover. We have two squads of soldiers and a command squad against two Grey Slayers, another soldier squad coming in. So we have 3 soldier squads and a veteran command squad against only 2 Grey Slayers. So this, I don't think the Grey Slayers will get out here alive, but they have dropped their smoke grenades, so additional range damage reduction, and the soldiers moving in a little too close for my taste, because they have grenade launchers. Why would you move in so close? And there are another squad of Grey Slayers flanking this maneuver, so the soldiers dealing like no damage really. They disrupt with the grenade launchers, but other than that you have here quite a lot of Grey Slayers still standing. They're getting constantly reinforced. We now have some Long Fangs here opening fire with the heavy bolters against these firing line of soldiers. The Korps of Krieg is really stubborn standing here. We have a commissar, I think. Yeah, I think this is a commissar here. No, why is this not a commissar? It looks really nice. It is a commissar attached to the squad. And a lot of the disruption now. Here we have now also a priest here. We saw that the morale got restored, so that means that Korps of Krieg is in tier 2 now. Also, this ability is, I think, tier 2 only. Another smoke grenade giving quite a lot of range damage resistance, so they can barely see the enemy, but they fire in the general direction, which is against Krieg probably a good idea, because there are so many soldiers here. So many poor souls dead on both sides here. This is an... How long has this been going? Like 2 minutes? 2 minutes just standing here and firing and dying, and it reminds me of the game Mr. Lenchuk did on his channel, Salamanders vs Death Guard. They were standing in the exact same spot here, I think, on Meeting of Minds, and they were like dying left and right. Here we now have some shovel action of some Jaegers. Watch my, so it's actually engineers going into melee. Interesting. And here we have a booby trap point. It's a grenade you can put in, which does, it seems like slowing them. I thought it would be only damage in the sense of like a mine or so, but it looks like it's more or less like the trap of the Tau commander. They are still standing here. Jesus. How long? The resources piling up. What does he spend on another Long Fang? He needs the resource upgrade for requisition if he haven't got it yet. So, and finally the Grace, they managed to win. But is it a good idea to move in? There's like a observation post upgraded, and you do not have any melters. No, you would need some melters to take this down easily, especially now that in tier 2 the Storm Chimeras are here. You see in the base quite a lot of generators being built, assembly plant, Vox center, so these Chimeras can get and should get all the time the heavy stubber here. If you have Chimeras, always go for the heavy stubber as soon as you can. But here's the Wolf Priest. Let's see how his impact will be. He's coming in. There he goes, and probably uses his ability, and all their morale is broken. They now will not move away. They will stand here and die. Also miss their shots and whatnot. What gets called in? Another? Is it another Long Fang? Yes, another Long Fang. We have now grenade launch, rocket launchers on one Long Fang. They need to focus fire on this Chimera, because the Chimera is the absolute death sentence if it keeps firing. We also have now heavy weapon platoons. This guy has seen stuff. So the Long Fangs need to focus fire these Storm Chimeras. Storm Chimeras now have the Pintle heavy stubber. There are heavy weapons platoon inside, so the side sponsors will also fire, given that heavy weapons platoon would love to just stand there and fire. The range is absolutely insane. more heavy weapon platoons here, and now more rocket launchers on these long fangs. So these will be able to take down this strategic point in no time. We have now one Crazy Slayer surviving. Long fang, another long fang getting absolutely murdered by these heavy weapon platoons. They need to run away, and now the Storm Chimeras gives chase, so this is difficult to deal with because these heavy weapon teams have longer range than the Chimera, so they can stand out of the range of let's say the Storm Chimera can stand out of the range of the long fangs while these heavy weapon platoons are in range of the long fangs. So they killed one Storm Chimera at least. Now is the question, what do you do? That's now the biggest problem for 13th Company right now, is how to get to tier 3. Tier 3 is expensive, tier 3 takes forever to build, and tier 3 isn't the best tier for them as well. So they have a strong tier 2. I just see needs another. Here he got. Whew! I was worried for a bit. Iron Priest now coming in. I'm not sure if he got all the upgrades he can do. There even a thermoplasma generator. There you can do a booby-trapped slab deposit in tier 1 already, which gives you +2/+2 for the income. So you see the income is very low for 13th Company. That's because they are more or less need to how should I say, scrap for resources, but yeah, it's still a little low. That's also something that will get adjusted in the next version 7.0. And now the heavy weapon platoon get put out of the Chimera. This is a move I have so much wanted to see in all the Death Korps of Krieg games I have seen. That most players do not use the heavy weapon platoon like that. You yeah, so insane. Put them in a Chimera, drive in, put them out, and just murder everything. It's like, it's absolutely no-brainer. They do so much damage. They're so high range, but the problem is their mobility and their setup time. And their setup time you don't get rid of, but what you get rid of is the mobility issue. You just put them in a Chimera, put them in a safe spot, and they will kill everything for you. We have another squad of Longfangs here, so it's Longfangs Central. But Longfangs, as impressive they may seem and as impressive as they may were in 5.9. Wow, he survives that. In 5.9.1, they cost quite a lot and are only 2 members. So there's a lot of things going on for the next version for 13th Company. So just yeah. Be how should I say? Be patient. There's a fully reinforced squad of Grey Slayers capping this point here. This is a little odd. Now you have the resources. He goes for the Champions Portal. What he needs? I hope he has an Iron Priest. Does he have an Iron Priest? No. If you had an Iron Priest, you now would be the perfect time to get a second HQ, because you need to have a HQ in which you can build your Iron Priest non-stop, or can build your commanders non-stop. But now, this is absolutely, how should I say, this is probably the end now, because he has nothing to deal with them. He has the Storm, what I call Storm Claws on the way. The Storm Claws can deep strike right into the heavy weapon platoons, but they can be transported by the Storm Chimeras. So you would need ideally some melters, which you can get. Oh, the grenade actually killing a Chimera, that's nice. The mines, that is. You can get a turret, but the turret will get outranged by the heavy weapon platoons. Yeah, nothing you can do really in tier 2 here. Except if you had like the upper hand, you could have gotten some doggos, for example. The Stormclaws, yeah, it's just one squad. They throw a grenade, very nice. But yeah, this is it, and you see the tech up timing is a little too high as well. So yeah, GG's here. It's one of the very few instances where it's more or less a win because of the faction pick, which is very rare in Unification. But Keuken, this sounds like Keuken was a horrible player. He did very well. He did very well with the heavy weapon platoons into the chimeras. It's, as I said, something I wanted to see for so long, as it's like, why don't you do it? It's like all the factions drive around Marines and Rhinos and stuff. Why not bring a heavy weapon platoon in a Storm Chimera? It's just so good. You saw how good it is. Yeah, very well played on both sides. In the end, it shows a bit why the 13th Company is a B tier faction and the Death Korps of Krieg is an S tier faction. But yeah, I enjoyed seeing some 13th Company here. So yeah, as usual guys, thanks for watching and see you in the next video. Bye bye!